Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? It is 12:15 a.m. on this rainy, cold Monday night going into Tuesday. It's been kind of nasty all day today. I didn't really leave the house hardly at all. I didn't even go and get a coffee before I started making my videos and stuff. It has been like, it snowed a little bit today, and then it iced a little bit today. It was like real icy all day today. It was nasty outside. I was actually reading some of the comments. I think it was on my vlog, and people were saying that in Illinois, they were having really bad weather tonight, which is interesting because I don't know if we're supposed to get more snow or more ice or whatever. I haven't seen anybody out salting the roads yet, but that doesn't mean that they're not going to. They could come back and salt the roads, but it has been just nasty all day today. And our house is kind of drafty. Like, we have wood floors, and so like from the sliding glass windows, like you can sometimes like feel the air coming in, and we'd have like the curtains covering the doors. And then I turned it. It was so funny because we keep our, oh, she had a huge dog in the back of her car. Big dog just standing there. We keep our heat set to 69 degrees. And tonight, I was like so cold downstairs, and I said to Alex, I said, do you think we should turn the heat up like 1 degree? And he was like, I mean, if you want to, you can. And so I turned the heat up 1 degree, and then it like the house got instantly like so much warmer, which is like crazy. I've told this story on here before, but we had our air conditioner die like several years ago. I think this was before I was on YouTube. I already opened my LaCroix hibiscus tonight. I just put some limoncellos in the refrigerator, not the whole case, but I think I put like 6 of them in the refrigerator. I have so much LaCroix. I have so many LaCroix in the refrigerator right now. And I'm like sitting there looking at it, and I'm like, but I want to buy more. I want to buy more flavors that I haven't tried. I think I'm going to do a review of the flavors that I haven't tried yet. But anyway, several years ago, our air conditioning went out. Oh, that was such a mess. But I've told that story on here enough. But anyway, at the time, they said that we needed a new furnace too. And so when they came out, and I don't know if it's because they had like the air conditioner and the furnace had never been replaced. I think the condo was built in like 84. So that means like, okay, if this was like 5 years ago, you know, probably like 2015 is when we got the new air conditioner and furnace. So what is that, 84 to 94, 94? It was like 30 years of the same air conditioner and furnace. And so when they came out, they like power cleaned it and everything like that. Like we got a brand new furnace, brand new thermostat, all that kind of stuff. Really nice one. And but I will tell you, shop around if you ever have to do that, because I mean, it was literally, it wasn't just the difference of like a few $100s. It was literally the difference in like thousands of dollars. And I mean, people were willing to like, it was so hot that summer, and it was like in late July or early August, and it was like 100 degrees. I mean, it was bad. And we had no air conditioner in our house. And like, if we had had the money, people were willing to put us in an air conditioner for like $10,000. Like right then, they'd come out there and do it. But otherwise, you had to wait because there were so many people whose air conditioners were breaking. And I think we got 3 different estimates on it. And it was like, one was like crazy outrageous, and then one was like really low, and then the one in the middle I think is the one that we went with. I think we went through Costco, maybe, now that I look in retrospect. Costco and Sam's Play, in those places, like they have services that you can like hire through the company. I feel like Alex found out about that from somebody, and we went and met. Costco was one of our estimates, but I think that's the one that we ended up going with. Anyway, whoever we went with did a great job. It took a while because there were so many people that were getting their air conditioning fixed. And So anyway, the weird thing about our house is that, like, we have an underground basement. Like, we have an actual basement underground. And so, I mean, people are like, well, what's the opposite to that? But I'm talking about, like, how some people have, like, a basement, but it's like, like they have a patio that walks out, they're like ours is actually like underground. Like, there's no, like, sliding glass door that walks out to the backyard or anything like that. So in the winter, our basement stays really warm. And in the summer, our basement stays really cool. And the puppies, their house is right next to the basement. It's like downstairs. So it's always like, it's perfect for their, like, where they can sleep if they have to. Like, they don't sleep up there in there anymore, but, like, if they have to, because it's always like a good temperature for them down there, But anyway, when we got our new air conditioner and furnace, well, when they came out there, they were like, well, you guys need a new furnace too. And I'm like, oh my God. Which everybody told us. They're like, you're going to have a new furnace too. You're not going to just need a new air conditioner. I never know when I start vlogging. Like, I was like, I have no idea what I'm going to talk about tonight. And it's so funny. Here I am, like, 6 minutes in, and I've already been talking about this stupid furnace and air conditioner for a while. But it's so funny because, well, it's not funny, but, like, so many people were like, you're going to have to get a new furnace too. And I was, like, stressing about it because I had no idea how much money it was going to be. And so anyway, when they came out to put the new one in, they, like the vents and stuff, they did, like, some power cleaning of it. I don't know what they did, but before then, like, heat didn't even get to our it's not third floor, but the second floor, but it's like basement, first floor, second floor. So, like, heat didn't even get to our bedroom and bathroom. Like, our bathroom was freezing, and the closet in there is, like, right over the garage, and, like, the roof of it, like, the ceiling of our bathroom is like the roof, and so it's always, like, really cold in the bathroom. Well, ever since they cleaned those vents out, they must have been real dirty or something. Real dirty. They must have been really dirty, because grammatically correct, Peter, you don't say real dirty. That's Midwest for you all the way. But anyway, they must have been really dirty, because after they cleaned them out, it was like, I mean, and the other thing was, like, air conditioning like, our bedroom never really got that cool, because the vents just, like, I mean, you could barely feel, like, the air conditioning coming through it. Now, when you turn it on, you can, like, it's like you get, like, if you put, like, a Kleenex on top of it, it would, like, blow away. And it wasn't like that before. And then the heater, it just, like, it heats up, like, right away in the bathroom and the bedroom, and especially the closet, like, not the bathroom closet, because I don't think there's a vent in there, but our bedroom closet where we keep our clothes, like, it gets really hot in there, and we leave the door open because there's, like, a really strong vent in there, and then it comes into the bedroom. So anyway, yeah, but it's been cold out today. So anyway, what did I do today? I got up and I took a shower right away. I had to pre-film this video. So it was a sponsorship that I was doing, which I was really excited about. So I was like, well, I'm gonna make my hair look nice. I was like, I'm gonna take a shower, do my hair, make my hair, look good, make my hair look good. I was gonna, do my hair nice and all this kind of stuff and try to look, real presentable. So anyway, I took a shower, made the bed, did all that kind of stuff, took the dogs, well, I'd taken the dogs out already. And then I filmed. Well, I was waiting for them to send me the link for the video. And so I made my first drama video. I screwed around and didn't do a whole lot around the house today. I was kind of like making lists and just kind of sitting there and, like, looking at stuff, looking at videos on YouTube and whatever. Before I knew it, it was like 4:35, and so then I filmed the first drama video, and I was getting that up, and that was taking me forever. My drama videos have gotten longer and longer, and since they're longer, it's taking me longer to upload them and stuff. They're like between 20 and 30 minutes. I don't know what happened. They used to be like 15, 17 minutes. 17 was kind of like my average for a long time, but now they're like, I can remember back in the day, like, friends of mine are like, is there, like, a magic to why you're just doing like 17-minute videos, and I was like, no, why? And they were like, because most of your videos are 17 minutes, which I think is so funny. I didn't even notice that. But anyway, I don't think it was like I was pulling a whole lot of views off of my 17-minute videos. But so anyway, because they're longer, it takes me longer to upload them and stuff. So I did that, and then when I got done, they had emailed me. So I did the video and got it done and made the thumbnails and all that kind of stuff for those videos. I was just looking at my thumbnails on my drama channel, and I'm like, you know what? Almost every single thumbnail of yours looks identical for the last 2 weeks. So anyway, I did that. Alex was supposed to get off tonight at 6, and then he was going to work out, but he ended up like having stuff that he had to do, and he had to work later than that. So he got done about like, when did he call me? I got into my Zoom literature meeting late because I was trying to get this video up, this drama video, and I had to feed the dogs, and I had to do all this other kind of stuff. So I went into my Zoom meeting at like 8:17. I was like real late in there, and he called me at like 8:15, and I was like, I'm getting ready to go to my Zoom meeting. And so he was like, okay, because I asked him if when he came home he could take the dogs out and stuff, because I was kind of rushing. And so he was like, yeah, sure. I like ran out for a second and like put the dogs in their house, and he was on his way home, and I said, when you get home, can you let them out and then like take them outside? And he was like, yeah, sure. So I like ran back inside, and then I did my Zoom literature meeting. We talked about prayer and meditation. It was really good. It lasted till like exactly 9 o'clock, and then that was it. And then I made a macaroni and cheese and a peanut butter and honey sandwich, and I sat down and watched Real Housewives of Atlanta with Alex, and we sat and talked, and he heated up his lasagna from like a week ago from Maggiano's. Was it from Maggiano's? Where did he get that lasagna? Now I don't remember. Where did he get that? I think it was Maggiano's. Yeah. But anyway, we sat there and talked and just kind of hung out. He was so tired tonight. I think that like the cold was really kind of draining him. Boo and Tucker were like super tired all day long too. Well, Tucker not as much as Boo. Boo was like real tired today. And so, and then when that was over, we kind of just like hung out in bed and talked and stuff like that. And I literally, yeah. And so then anyway, so I was like gonna lay down for a little bit, and I was like, go vlog now, Peter, because I tried to listen to some of my book last night, the Saint X book, which I'm really liking it. But okay, there are like, at the beginning of the book, it was like, this book is narrated by so and so and so and so and so and so. I was like, how many narrators does this book have? And there's different character voices in the book. Like there's different there's different narrators for different characters. And I didn't really understand, like the first part of the book, it's literally just like the author telling you. There's like almost no dialogue whatsoever. I mean, there's just like snippets of dialogue, just like little bits here and there, you know, pieces of dialogue. But it's mostly like her saying, the family this, the father that, the mother this, the daughter that. It's like the only two, and then you don't even know anybody's name except for the two daughters, Claire, who they call Clary, and Allison, who's the main daughter that ends up getting killed. But I'm just at that point right now. I'm at the point where the daughter flashes back on when her sister dies. I'm like an hour and a half into it, I think, right now. It's good. It's interesting. It's totally not what I thought it was going to be at all, which I kind of like. When there's like a book that it's not what I expect it to be. I remember when I read Courtney Summers' Sadie. Like, I think that was the first book that I read last year or the year before. And I remember when I read it, and the whole thing was done around this podcast. And if you listen to the audio version was fantastic, because it was like, there would be segments where the guy would talk, and it was literally like listening to a podcast. It was fantastically done. And, but like, I didn't expect that going into the book based on the synopsis. And this was kind of the same thing. Like, I didn't expect what this book was going to be like going into it. So I'm going to listen to some more of that tonight. I got so tired last night, I ended up just like, I listened to like 20 minutes of it, and then I ended up going home. I was tired. So yeah, so what else was I talking about? So that was it. So anyway, I was laying down with Alex and the dogs, and I was like, I'm gonna go vlog now, because if I don't, I'm gonna fall asleep. So he was like, okay. He was playing his game. He like goes in and out. He'll like look at TikToks for a couple minutes, and then he'll like go in. He just sits there. My husband can watch the same TikTok literally for like, he can watch it like, I don't know, for like 10 minutes, like the same TikTok over and over, and he'll just sit there and howl. I mean, he gets laughing to the point where he's almost like in tears, like, and he's like kicking his leg because he thinks it's so funny. There's this one, and it's like this customer service person, and like this person trying to return something, and he just thinks it's like the funniest one. I mean, I feel like every day he at least watches it like one time. I will say this, like my husband and I, we do not find the same TikToks amusing whatsoever. Like what he watches is completely opposite to what I watch. He watches tons of them though. Well, that's not true. I do like that one guy. I posted him on my Instagram story the other day. He's gay, but he does like a gay character in some of the TikToks, like a real gay, like real effeminate character, where he's like, he goes to see the doctor, and he's like, so you're the doctor? And he's like, I'm the patient. He's really funny. And then there's also a guy on there, who's probably like my age, and he's like, it's real funny. It's all sarcastic, like sarcasm, but he's like, signs that I'm in love with my husband even more, part 4. And then he's like, when I've offered to do his laundry for him, and he said no because he doesn't want to be a burden, but then I have to look at this pile for 4 weeks straight. It's like real funny. It's like totally like everything about marriage, like the little stuff in marriage that drives you crazy, but like you just know is part of being married to somebody. You know what I mean? It's like, So anyway, I love my husband. He is so funny. But he is like obsessed with that. And then now he's always telling me like what he's doing. He's obsessed with his township game. He's like always playing that game. I actually thought he would play it for a while and then get kind of bored of it. But I mean, he's been playing it now for what, like months on end? I can always tell because whenever he's playing it, hold on a second, I'll show you. He's always got his phone sideways like this. That's how I know he's playing his township game. Is there like a timer thing to it? Because he's always like collecting points and stuff, which I guess is what you use to build your city. But like he'll play it and then he'll like stop for like 5 minutes and then he'll go back and play it again. So is it like you have to like wait for like so many minutes to go by or something before you can like try it again or whatever? I've had him try to explain it to me and I'm like, I don't get it. But I don't really care to get it honestly either. But anyway. So I really like, I'm glad that he enjoys it and it gives him something to do. But what is so funny when he'll come home and I'll be like, I'll be like, did you have a good day? And he'll be like, yeah, but it was just like super busy today. And he'll be like, I didn't even get to play my game once. Oh my God, I live. You didn't get to play your game once today while you were at work? Oh, I'm sorry. You know what I mean? Oh my gosh, it cracks me up. But anyway, I love him so much. It's so funny. Can I just tell you that in any Real Housewives city, I always love the person that nobody else loves. Like in Atlanta. Well, there's so many in Atlanta that I love. Like I love Cynthia and I love Candy. I'm not a huge Kenya fan, but I'm liking her more and more. There's just something about her that just, I don't know, she just rubs me the wrong way. But I love Candy and Cynthia and I love Portia. I didn't used to like Portia, but I love Portia now. And, who else in Atlanta back in the, well, Nene I loved back in the day, but she just Nene turned mean, honestly. Alex was telling me tonight that she's like petitioning for people to stop watching Bravo shows. Did you know that? I didn't know that. But Nene just turned mean. I don't even know what happened. I'm confused by it. Shamia I like, but she's not like one of them. But my favorite, Drew, the new one, like I like her. She seems really sweet on there. what's Kenya's friend? Why can't I think of her name? LaToya. I don't really know much about her, but she seems like she's going to be causing some problems in the seasons. They're going on a ladies' trip to South Carolina. But anyway, Marlo is my absolute favorite. I love him. I am so Marlo. Like, I am so like her in any situation. I just love her so much. And Alex is always like, why do you love her? I'm like, I don't know. I just love Marlo so much. I always have. And I feel like she keeps it very real. And I just love her. Salt Lake City is hard. Like, I'm not really sure. Like, I'm kind of going in and out of who I like. Like, Mary just needs to not be on the show. I'm sorry if you are a Mary lover out there, but there's no reason for Mary to be on the show. Like, the only time they ever show her, she's in her house, and she's either in her kitchen making a smoothie, or she's in her closet with her housekeeper that she's rude to. That's her cousin, and she's rude to her. She's like, yeah, I don't know anything about her personal life. And then it's Mary's whole part of the show is just about her clothes and her causing problems. And I'm not saying that she's in the wrong always, like with Jen and stuff like that. But it's like, I don't really, like, she doesn't go on the trip, she doesn't go to the dinner, she doesn't do anything. So I'm like, why are you even on the show? You know? Anyway, and she could be, like, contributing so much more. I mean, she's like a Pentecostal minister. She could be, like, really, like, having opinions about stuff that's going on when they do it. But anyway, I love Heather on Salt Lake City. I like Jen. I feel bad for Jen. Jen really reminds me of a friend of mine. Like, superficially, there's like the anger and the throwing the drinks and all that kind of stuff, but underneath you can see, like we saw this last week, she's like so in pain because she's always alone. Like this, I was thinking about this last week when we were watching it. She's like, you know, it really, because her husband, who she calls a coach, because he's a coach of a football team, I think he's the University of Utah, or I don't know what college he is, but like anyway, some huge college football team. Does anybody know? But she calls him coach. Anyway, is it Brigham? Is it Brigham Young? Is that the one that he is? I don't know. I can't imagine because he's Muslim. But anyway, and they're like, you know, a Mormon university. But so he is always so busy doing recruiting and stuff that when her dad died, he wasn't even there for the funeral. Like, that's some stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I would be like, I don't know. If my husband couldn't put his job aside for one of my family members' funerals, if it was somebody like my mother or my father, you know what I mean? Like, somebody, like, really, like, a big deal to me. I'm not talking about a third cousin, okay? I'm talking about, like, your mother or father, and she'd go through that all alone. Like, I don't know. Like, that's some pretty serious stuff. I feel bad for her. I don't condone how she acts, but, like, and then she got drunk at the party, and then he didn't talk to her for a week. It's like, this isn't healthy. But I like Jen. I don't know. I think Jen feels very misunderstood. She reminds me a lot of kind of like how I was like years ago, where like it was important for me that people were like, Peter is right. And you know what? I realized today I don't need to be right. I'd rather be happy than be right. Like, I don't need to be right about a million things. You know what I mean? Heather, I really, really like. Whitney, I really like. But somebody asked me this on my this Q&A thing that I did. Like, did I think that Whitney should have gone to Jen's party and said the things she said? Absolutely not. No, it's stupid. I don't understand why she did it. It's like, you're at somebody else's party, surprise party for their husband, and that's when you bring up that literally everybody else in the cast, because these casts are fake. It's not like they're really like that great of friends anyway before the show starts, right? And it's like, you're going to bring it up at that point when you're drunk? I don't know. And then, who else is on the show? Meredith and Lisa, I didn't really like when the show started, and now I have to say they're probably two of my favorites, especially Meredith. I really, really like her a lot. But she's kind of gotten more real as the show goes on. I mean, I think it would be hard to all of a sudden have your life be on a reality show and we just expect you to be like comfortable and easy with it, you know? These reality shows, they talk about some heavy topics more so than they used to, you know? Like, Whitney's dad is in recovery and he talks all about going into a halfway house and everything, you know, in the show. And then there's just some like heavy topics on the show. And, you know, Jen's husband always being gone and people supposedly having affairs and marriages. So that, and then Real Housewives of Orange County. I haven't been keeping up with that as much. I really like Emily. Gina's okay. Shannon's kind of like the OG now. Like, I wouldn't like Kelly so much, but she's just so problematic. And she said some really cruel things to Bronwyn at the reunion about her recovery. She said she thinks she faked the whole thing for it to be a storyline. I'm just like, what? Like, you're crazy. So, I was real done with that. And who else is on the show? Bronwyn. Oh, the new one, Elizabeth. I like her. They all think she lied. And Alex looked at me, we were sitting there watching it, he's like, she had a gag order during her divorce. She couldn't talk about anything. I was like, oh. But I like her. And, yeah, that's the only ones. I stopped watching New York. I've never watched the Potomac. I can't even pronounce it, let alone watch it. Potomac. What else? Dallas. I watch Dallas with Alex sometimes, but I don't know their names well enough to... That one girl always reminds me of the girl that was on Southern Charm. We used to watch Southern Charm. Well, I should say I watched one season of Southern Charm. Alex watched it for a while. People were asking me if Alex thought that... somebody asked us in a comment section, they said, or maybe it was in my Q&A thing, if Alex thought that Vanderpump Rules was going to come back. And so I asked him, I was like, do you think Vanderpump Rules is going to come back? He's like, I mean, none of these restaurants are open in Los Angeles for people to go to. I was like, oh, I didn't even think about that. Good point. Vanderpump Rules is like the same 10 people that are also hateful towards each other, and they just like, they're just not good people. They're not good friends. It's like, put 10 people together that are constantly backstabbing each other, but then they make up and they're like, but I love you so much. They're all just like a bunch of like kids. Alex loves Vanderpump Rules. It's like his favorite show of life. Like, it's like his favorite reality show. I like Jax's wife on the show. Why can't I think of her name? Shoot, I really like her. But she's like the only one I like on the show. I kind of like Jax, but he's so, you know, talk about problematic. Like, the thing I like about him is, like, you can tell, like, there's this part of him that really wants to be a better person, and he fights it all the time. But she's the best part of Jax. I like that girl. The girl that's from, like, Kentucky or Tennessee. Why can't I think of her name? Oh, man, I like her. But she's, like, the only person on there I like. The rest of them I just think are so, like, I don't know. Is that the only reality TV I watch? RuPaul's Drag Race. I told Alex tonight, we've never watched RuPaul's Drag Race UK, and I want to start watching it. I've got to find out where to find it, or where to watch it, but I want to start watching that. I think we're going to start watching it this weekend. And it'd be fun. Like, he has nothing to do on Saturday. Sunday's the Super Bowl. Touchdown, which means nothing to me. So, maybe we'll... Has there already been one season of RuPaul's Drag Race UK? Maybe we'll binge watch the whole thing. Or maybe we'll watch RuPaul's Drag Race Canada and binge watch the whole thing. That would be kind of fun. Who knows? We'll see. Who knows? We'll see. Ain't got no tutti frutti, get on the floor if you got that booty. Oh. Bum, 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 bum. I should download some Salt and Pepper. I haven't, like, listened to them in forever. I used to love them back in the day. This urgent care right here, it says open. There's like, it's an old house. I'm like, that's an urgent care. There's like nobody there. Like, that's kind of a scary horror movie, scary movie, urgent care, horror movie that you go to. Do you guys want to see? I mean, seriously, I'm going to drive you by there and you're going to be like, oh my God, I would never go to that urgent care. And there's an open sign on it. It's an old house, you guys. It's scary. I'm going to show you. Where is there a drive-through Starbucks over here? I have never seen one. Thank you very much. Is that it over there? Wish it was open right now. God, I could go for a coffee. I'm sitting here talking about Starbucks and I wish it was open because I could use a coffee like nobody's business. And I think the camera stopped on me while I was talking about it. Do you guys want to see this urgent care? Though, like, seriously, it's weird. You guys will be like, it's not weird. What's weird to you about that? It's just Indiana is what it is. Do you know, okay, they have locks on their dumpsters over here because animals get into all the dumpsters in Indiana. Do you guys do that? Like, if you're in Indiana and for whatever reason at night you're opening a dumpster, be real careful because cats and raccoons and all kinds of stuff will come out at you. That's my best advice to give you if you ever come to Indiana. Okay, here it is right here. Here's the urgent care. Can we just talk about this for a second? Noblesville Urgent Care. I'm gonna pull in here. You guys, this is seriously so spooky. And it says open. Look at this, you guys. Like, seriously, it's like this little house. Do you see? That can't be open. The open sign is like flashing. It can't be open. Is it seriously open? Would you ever go to this urgent care? Oh my God, I would never. They would probably carve you up and you would never. Look at this urgent care. And there's a sign, it's like a house. Why am I gonna turn a signal on? And there's a sign in front that says, Hair by Louise. No. There's a sign in front that says, oh, like a flashing sign that says open. Was I showing the ceiling of the roof of the car the whole time? I would never go into that urgent care place. It's so scary. Ow. That's so scary. Oh my Lord. That dumpster back there did not have a lock on it. It was open and it was just, the thing was all the way back over it. Yeah, all the lights are off, but it says it's open. Huh. What does it say? There's like a big sign out front. What does the big sign say? I can't see. Somebody's coming, so we'll never know now what the sign said. It said something like outpatient care or something. Oh well. Should we go down here and find out what it said? Now I've got it now. Dun, 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 dun. Midwest Eye Consultants. How do you get out of this? Where are you going? Well, we're going to the picnic table outside the back door where everybody eats their lunch, apparently. I'm trying to get out of this parking lot if ever I can. If ever I should leave you, it wouldn't be in springtime. Do you remember that song? What's that from? Does anybody know? What's that from? That's a musical. My mom used to always sing that. But I don't know. Is it from? It's not West Side Story, is it? What is it from? I can't believe I keep on driving by this urgent care. I just think it cracks me up that the sign says open. It's like flashing like this, and it's obviously not open. What does the sign say? Oh, it just says. Oh, it says we're still open. And there's a flashing light. There's a red sign. It says we're still open, urgent care. Why am I so consumed by this urgent care, you might ask? I don't know, but we're gonna go through the parking lot again because I have to get out. Now I have to turn around to go back the other way. This is like, okay, you guys want to truly know what Tanya and I do, like when we get fountain pops and drive around, this is like it. Like Tanya and I will be driving around and we'll be like, oh really? And what did Judy Smith, why did I go back this way? Now I'm way back by the dumpster that's all open with raccoons ready to rush me. Oh my God, you guys seriously, like look, I have to show you what happened, okay? Look, the motion sensor lights just went on. That was so scary. The motion sensor lights to scare away all the animals. See? You guys think I'm lying about this stuff, but I'm telling the truth of the nature all day long. But anyway, and then look over here. These people, they're fools. They left their dumpsters straight up open over here, okay? But I'm sure they probably don't have food up in there. They shouldn't, at least. Anyway, but like Tanya and I will drive around, and she'll be like, now what did Judy Smith say? And I'll say, well, Judy Smith and I were talking the other day, and she'll say, oh, really? And now, is she still with that one guy? And I'll say, yeah. And then I'll say, oh, I didn't know that was an urgent care. And Tanya go, pull in there. It says it's still open. Does it look like it's still open to you? And I'll be like, no. And Tanya go, pull in there. See what's going on. What is going on? So we'll pull in there, and then we'll like do some detective work. And she'll be like, it says it's open. And Tanya will be like, Peter, go knock on the door. And I'm like, I am not going to knock on the door, Tanya Jean. And she'll say, go knock on the door to see if they're still open. Well, what am I supposed to say if I go up there? And she'll say, just go up there and say, hey, we just want to know if you were still open and what your hours were. I'm like, Tanya, I am not going up there. We have so much fun together. Get you, Tanya Jane. We have so much fun. That air feels so nice. Oh, so hot in this car. If ever I should leave you, wouldn't be in springtime. There, they're salting the reds. Bum, 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 bum. I'm trying to think of something to tell you guys, but I don't really have a whole lot to tell you. That's how exciting my life is. I was like, my hair feels like really like cut nicely. But it's like, well, I mean, it looks corny now, but I'm kind of getting to that age where I don't really know what to do with my hair anymore. Do you know what I mean? If I was thinner, I think I would have more stylish hair. Why does that make a difference? I don't know. But I probably would. I really haven't had that many different hairstyles in my life. I used to have a faux mohawk, a faux hawk forever. But that was like, and it was like right down the middle, and then this was like shorter, but it wasn't real tall or anything. It was just like, you know, that messy kind of like faux hawk thing. And I had like, people would always be like, you have the perfect hair for that. Because when I would get out of the shower, my hair would literally just like stand up all over the place. So I could just let it dry. And I mean, this is up until I was like 35, 36, I would get out of the shower and just let my hair air dry, and then I would just take some like paste, some product, and just like put it in my hair, and then like go like this, and then this stood up, and my hair just all stood up like that, you know? And but now my hair is like, has no body to it whatsoever. It's thick, but it has no body to it, and so it just lays limp, and I can blow dry it, and so there's not like a whole lot that I can do. I think I need to go back. I think I need to grow it out a little bit longer, honestly, like on the sides down here, because it starts poofing out a little bit, pooching out a little bit over here. I need to grow it out to when we got married. And it wasn't like long, but it was longer, and then I could part my hair like right there on the side and blow dry it up and put product over it so that it kind of laid over. But like right now, see, it looks cheesy doing that. But when this is kind of like long, not long, but longer, look, it looks better. I think I'm gonna do that. Along with my losing weight plan and all of that. Oh, man. Yeah, I did this Cracker Barrel sharp cheddar mac and cheese tonight, and it was okay. It basically had no taste to it whatsoever, and it was interesting because I put some hot sauce in it. I bought Alex some sriracha. Do you ever forget, like, how to pronounce something? So we were in the kitchen, and I said, did you see that I bought you this bottle of this? And I called it something like Sriracha or something, and he was like, what? And I was like, I bought you some more Sriracha hot sauce. And he goes, now I can't, what did I just call it? You guys, I'm like seriously losing it. What did I just call it? Sriracha? Sriracha. I was like, I got you some more sriracha. Is that right? Sauce? And he goes, oh, did you not see the other hot sauce that I had up there? He has like this like hot sauce that, I don't know, it has like somebody dancing on it or something like that. It's like really good hot sauce. And it's like his favorite. And I said, oh no, I didn't. It's like Tabora or something like that, I think. I like Crystals from Louisiana. That's like my favorite hot sauce of life. They have that at Yab's. But I don't know where to buy it around here. I'm sure you can get it on Amazon. But anyway, if you've never had Crystal's hot sauce, it's the best hot sauce in the entire world. I actually think they have like different levels of it. And it comes in like a plastic bottle. It's kind of like a mustard. It looks kind of like the same thing as like a round mustard jar is how I've seen it. But anyway, I love Crystals. So I was like, sriracha? Anyway, I told him I bought him the sriracha. He goes, oh, I thought you bought that for yourself. And I was like, why would I buy it for myself? I don't even use it. He's like, yes, you do. And I go, no, I just use hot sauce and macaroni and cheese. He got me started on that this summer, was when I would make mac and cheese, I would put hot sauce on it. And I really, really liked it. If you've never put hot sauce on macaroni and cheese, try it. But don't put tons on there, okay? It kind of ruins it, and then it just tastes... I feel like too much hot sauce just makes everything taste like hot sauce, you know? Like, I have friends of mine that literally put hot sauce on everything, and then I'm like... And like, they drench their food in hot sauce, and I'm like... Too much hot sauce makes everything taste like hot sauce, but I do love hot sauce on stuff. So anyway, I put it on my mac and cheese tonight, but I'm very careful. Like, I just like dot, and then I mix it all up. But I have to tell you, like, that mac and cheese had like no taste to it. And if I hadn't put that hot sauce in there, it definitely wouldn't have had any taste to it. But then my peanut butter and honey sandwich was delicious. It was so good. It was so good. And then I had my last can of Diet Coke. And now I'm drinking my LaCroix water. Oh, and I actually have a bottle of water over here that I got the other night, and then I can't find the cap to it, so I need to finish this because I can't close it up to take it in anywhere. Yeah. Can you guys believe, like, it just seems like yesterday that it was like we were getting ready for Thanksgiving, Halloween was over, getting ready for the Christmas holidays, and now it's like Thanksgiving's over, Christmas is over, New Year's is over, and we're coming into February, which is crazy to me that we have February, March, April, May. We have 4 months until summer. This is, like, don't you wish you could speed up and slow down time, though? Like, I don't want to rush time because I want to enjoy my life, and then before I know it, if summer's here, then it's like, okay, but then I'm older and all this kind of stuff, you know what I mean? But it's like, at the same time, it's like, I wish I could speed up, like, these dreary, gloomy, gray, rainy, snowy, icy days of winter, and then we would have the pool open again, and then summer would be real slow. I am gonna, like, I think this summer I'm gonna do things differently, like, on the nice days of summer, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna try to be out, like, up and out of the house by like 9:30, 10. You guys are like, oh, this will never happen. But no, I'm going to. And then I'm gonna try to go get coffee and be at the pool by like 10:30. And I can do my review video. Like, in the morning, I can go to some, you know, fast food restaurant, or I can go to Starbucks or whatever and do my review video that morning and still be at the pool by 10:30. That will be one video that I have. And then I'll have my vlog from the night before. And that looked like a snake in the tree, and it was like a plastic bag or something. That was so scary. And then, you know, like my BookTube channel, my Peter Does Stuff channel, I'm not going to post every day. So that will leave my, like, drama video, my Peterisms videos, which that's like an hour total. And then I can be at the pool, and I kind of like can like research my drama stuff while I'm at the pool. I can be at the pool from like 10 until like 4 and 5, and then come home and then get everything done and be able to make my videos and respond to comments and things more appropriately, because I can do that while I'm sitting by the pool. And then Alex will come home and we can do dinners and have romantic time, and then I can take a nap, you know, like maybe early evening some nights, and just be rested. And that, well, that's what I want my schedule to be like this summer, and just very relaxing, Very enjoyable, very calm. That's what I want to do this summer. Read a lot of books, listen to a lot of audiobooks, eat healthy foods, lots of salads, lots of avocado toast, lots of fruits and vegetables, tons of water. And I really just want to enjoy being outside. I want to make my patio just super nice and enjoyable. And, you know, I just really want to have a just really nice summer and be out there. I really got a lot of use out of the pool last year and the patio and the front porch and everything. But like this year, like I want to be like Memorial Day weekend. Well, I think the pool opened late last year because of COVID, and they were like trying to like, you know, and I think it almost started like the end of June, I think. I can't remember. And I still got a lot of days in at the pool. So, I mean, I feel like I got my money's worth last year. I really do. But next year I'm gonna buy a pool bag and everything. I can't wait. It'll be fun. And then on the days when it rains, I'll just sit inside and make twice as many videos and take a nap and, you know. I'm excited. I have such a blessed life. I love my life. I mean, there are things that I would definitely change about my life if I could, but like, the things I would change about my life are things that I have the ability to change, like my weight, you know, and I'm the one that stands in the way of that. And I'm not going to talk about that tonight because I just could go on in days and days, and it's belaboring the point that nobody wants to hear about anyway, of me going on and on about that. But that's something that, I mean, I have the ability to do that, right? And I don't really, like, honestly, when I look at my life, there's not, like, really that many things that I'm like, my life would be so much better if I did that. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I have a pretty good life. I feel pretty blessed. I really, really do. Anyway. I don't know much, but I know I love you. Do you guys remember that song by the Neville brothers? I think it was Aaron Neville and Linda Ronstadt. I loved that song in high school. My musical tastes were all over the place in high school. Like, I loved oldies because I was raised on like classic rock and folk music, so I loved that. Which is so funny because my friends didn't really know a lot of that music, but I was raised by it, you know? Now, like, we all listened to Fleetwood Mac in high school, but even that was kind of like a little like past us. Like, our parents listened to that, you know? It wasn't really so much us. But then, like, I didn't listen to tons of like heavy metal, like, or even like Bon Jovi or any of that kind of stuff, but some of it I did. I kind of liked that a little bit older, like when I was in college, I liked some of that. But, you know, I listened to so much like punk and new age, like, you know, the Smiths, The Cure, New Order. But then I also liked a lot of like, there was like this singer from Indianapolis named Carrie Newcomer. I loved her. And I loved like instrumental music. There was a lot of that I loved. And I don't know, I just like, I loved movie soundtracks. I've always loved movie soundtracks. And, you know, it's so funny when I look back on like my music taste. Like, I can remember my friend, she made me a CD or a tape. I still have it too, and it's such a great tape. But it had like John Mellencamp, Cherry Bomb, and then it had like the Pogues, Fairy Tale in New York, and then it had like a Cure song on there, and like a New Order song, and then she put on there the Pretenders, Chain Gang, and it had like her dad is from Scotland, so she loved like a lot of like English music, like that, you know, was from there. And so but I loved that tape. That was like one of my favorite tapes ever, and she gave me that. You know, I loved REM in high school. I was a huge REM and 10,000 Maniacs fan. Natalie Merchant I loved in high school. And my girlfriend, my senior year, people used to say that she kind of looked like Natalie Merchant. I actually think she was prettier than Natalie Merchant, but she kind of looked like the difference between like a mix between like a J. Crew model and like Natalie Merchant. She had real like dark black hair, and she was Italian, and she had like big lips, and she always wore this like bright red lipstick. I remember my favorite outfit that she wore. She would wear these cut-off jean shorts, and then she would wear a V-neck white t-shirt tucked in with this big black belt, and she had this like Kelly green sport coat that she would wear, and then she would wear it with like white socks and black like Doc Martens. I loved that outfit when she wore it. I thought it was so cute. And then I graduated from college and I came out, and so did my girlfriend. But you know, we had each other in college or in high school. I can remember, like, nothing ever happened between us, like, other than, like, we didn't even really ever make out, I don't think, like, maybe one time or something, but, like, I mean, I made out with a few girls drunk, you know, back in the day. That was no big deal. Like, I could do that all day long. I like to kiss, you know, I like to make out, who doesn't? But, I remember our first date. I don't remember where we went or anything. I don't remember, I think we just went to I think we maybe went to this restaurant or something, but I remember, probably just went to some restaurant, but I remember walking her up to her door at the end of the day, and I kissed her on the doorstep. I was so nervous. I mean, I liked this girl for so long. Like, all my friends knew I liked her, and I was, like, obsessed with her, and she knew I was obsessed with her, like, long before. Like, our friends, like, both, and it was just, I really liked her. It's weird thinking back about that. Because at the time, like, I wasn't, like, in my head, like, I didn't feel like I'm gay, but this is, like, what I have to do. Like, I really liked her. I don't remember it ever being, like a lustful like, though. It was more of, like, I'm interested in her, I think she's pretty. I was very confused, like, in my head, you know? I was very confused. I actually think dating her kind of made it easier for me to come out, especially because nothing happened between us or whatever, but I think, like, it made me realize that, like, I really liked her, I really cared about her, but that wasn't the romantic relationship that I wanted. And then I can remember kissing a guy, and it was, like, literally, like, a completely different thing. Like, it was like, oh, okay, so this is, I have arrived. Like, this is what the kissing's about. You know what I mean? And that didn't have anything to do with her. I was very attracted to her. I thought she was very pretty, you know, and I really liked her. I mean, I was, like, thought about her all the time. But then when I kissed a guy that I liked, you know, it was like a guy that I had a crush on. It was like, oh my God, fireworks, you know. I can remember those early days, that first summer after I graduated from high school, having a fake ID and going out to bars. And, you know, I'd get tipsy and be kissing somebody in a bar. And I mean, it was just like seventh heaven, you know. It was like, did you guys ever see that movie? God, why can't I remember that movie now? Something in 7 Minutes in Heaven, or what was that movie called? Do you remember that movie, though, 7 Minutes in the Closet? That game, 7 Minutes in the Closet? It was a game called 7 Minutes in Heaven. But do you remember that movie? I can't remember who else was in it, but it was with Jennifer Connelly. I'll have to look up that movie. That was such a great movie back in the day. Do you guys know what movie I'm talking about? Was that movie called 7 Minutes in Heaven? It couldn't have been. Like, I feel like it was called something else, but that was a really good movie. And she was like his friend, but he liked her too. It was like Jennifer Connelly's first movie, and then she did Requiem for a Dream. Whatever happened to her? She was beautiful and such a great actress. That Requiem for a Dream, that movie wrecked me. Oh my God. That was such a hard movie. So real, though. Well, all right, you guys, listen, I'm going to get off here. I was going to do a little shorter vlog tonight since I almost did like 2 hours. Like an hour and a half, 2 nights in a row. So tomorrow night, maybe I'll do a little bit longer vlog. But tonight, I'm going to get off of here now and listen to my audiobook. So like my friend Stephanie says, I'm going to try this tonight to do it really quickly. Like my friend Stephanie says on here, sometimes you can just get up and say goodnight. So I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya! Since I didn't say any of the other stuff, I thought I would come back for one more I love you. I love you guys. Bye. Love ya! Also, why would I smile on this thing? Do I always look like a mouse? I always think I look like a mouse when I smile. See, look. Oh my God. Anyway, I love you guys. Bye. One more I love you. Bye. Bye. Love ya.